Hi, I'm Varrie. This session is a spring-inspired yoga flow. We'll be seeking towards the teachings of traditional Chinese medicine to stimulate the liver and the gallbladder meridians, which are the organs of spring season. We'll need a wee block, so just make sure you have a block or something similar close by for this practice. We'll be drawing upon the rising energy of spring, the sort of cleansing. Now is the time of year to do your spring cleaning, not only in your home, but perhaps in your body and your mind. So you can expect some cleansing breath work, some uplifting movement, and then a nice relaxation to close at the end of the session. We'll begin in a comfortable seat, deciding exactly where that is for you. So whether you like to be the same as me and in Sukhasana, or perhaps using any other props to support you, or being on your knees, wherever you are, optimizing having a long spine. I'm going to close the eyes and take a few breaths in through the nose, and then sigh out through the mouth. Feel a sense of letting go, just doing that for a few more cycles of breath. Feel the weight is lifted off your shoulders. Maybe then begin to close the eyes and just allow the external world, noises, distractions of the mind, anything that's trying to hook your attention to melt into the background. So with a soft gaze, either looking down or with your eyes closed, begin to focus on the breath. See if you can just take a moment or two to sit with the natural breath. Try not to control the breath too much, just allowing the breath to show up exactly as it is. If we think about nature and we expand our awareness into the seasons that sort of happen every single year, they happen effortlessly, just around us. They are always changing and transforming. So taking that same theme of just letting your breath happen, letting it be natural, not having to control and strive for anything more than exactly what it is right now. Notice if there's anywhere that feels stagnant, that the breath feels blocked. Notice if there's anywhere where the breath feels like it's most prominent as well. So really just bringing awareness to your natural breath, coming in and going out. And then starting to take in deeper breaths. With your spine remaining long, your sit bones firmly rooted into the ground, into the mat. The crown of the head is expansive and tall. You're creating space in the body to invite more breath in. See if you can draw the breath down, utilising all of the capacity that your lung has to hold air, to draw in more breath. Feel the chest expand. Feel your body fill up with air until it reaches the throat. And then softly exhaling through the nose. So not having to rush the breath. We'll take 3 more rounds like that. Breathing in from navel, drawing all the way up to throat with your breath. Exhaling throat to navel. Your breath will be this guidance through the movement today. So setting a tone and a depth of breath that you can maintain for the practice. Do one more breath. And just like the element of spring, which is wood, trees use the nourishment from the earth to draw up and to give them energy to rise up. The sap is rising in the wood, and then they flourish and the branches grow tall and buds start to burst into life. Feeling that same sensation in your body where you're rooted firmly down, but then you have this expansive nature of the chest, the crown of the head, growing tall, and the breath being your nourishment. Not only does it give you energy, but it allows you to feel calmer, more centered and more present. So it can act like your anchor in today's practice. One final breath there. If you've had the eyes closed, just blinking them open. We'll take some gentle twists. So we're going to use some cleansing movement to just get energy flowing in the body. So we're going to breathe in, reach the arms up. On the exhale, twisting round to your left, taking the right hand to the knee, the left hand's behind you. Exhaling. And breathe in, come back to centre, and then exhale to twist. Let's do that a few more times at your own pace. So energy is rising through spring. We move towards the yang. So in this practice, we are steadily just building our energy, much like the natural world around us is doing. Still firmly grounded through your sit bones. We'll take one more on each side after this. And then gently coming back to centre. On your exhale, just bringing your fingertips to the collarbones or to the shoulders, wherever feels more comfortable. And we're going to use the breath here, so slightly sort of quicker pace of breath. We're drawing in through the nose, and this is just to generate some heat, to get some energy flowing in the body. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, and then exhale to twist. And then we breathe in to come back, and then exhale, twist. And just finding your rhythm. Start to let it flow so it doesn't feel too sort of stop-start. It becomes a flowing movement. Keep it going. One more. Finish up on the right side. Come back to centre, bring the hands down onto your knees, close the eyes. Notice how your body feels. Feel that pulse of air, that pulse of energy, the heart racing or beating. Just feeling energy flowing through your body here. Being aware of how that soft, gentle breath work can then invigorate your practice and just start to allow you to feel more alive and present. Opening the eyes, let's come onto tabletop. Tucking the toes under, finding a nice box position. Wrists and shoulders sort of roughly in line with one another, and then moving with the breath. So inhaling to lift the chest, lift your sit bones. On the exhale, tuck and round. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to round. So traditional cat-cow. You might want to close the eyes and to just encourage this moving meditation. After your next exhale, we're going to take it into more of an intuitive movement. So moving a bit more laterally, sort of drawing circles around one way, and this will look and feel really different for everyone. So it's about leaning in towards what feels good in your body, finding intuitive movement that doesn't have to, be a cookie cutter and look exactly the same as me. It's sort of really dropping into, yeah, this feels good. Still having that awareness of the breath. And if you're moving in that circular motion, let's just take it round the other way. We'll do one more breath. And then gently returning to centre. So again, this really nice box shape. We're going to take the right foot behind us. So taking the right foot back, lengthen through the leg, draw into the centre line of the body as you press down through your hands, you root down through your foundation. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Let the knee then just softly land back on the floor, reaching your left leg back. Hug up, so really sort of pulling energy in, drawing in, taking all that you can from your breath as you allow it to be long and deep. And then letting the left knee land down. So we're taking the right leg back, paying attention here to really settle down into your foundation. So just holding for another breath. Grounding through your left hand. We're going to then add in some movement. So we're going to take the left foot and just tuck it back slightly. I'm going to tuck my toes underneath because that feels comfortable for me. If it isn't comfortable, then you don't need to. Sometimes that stretch through the sole of the foot can be a bit too much. So you can keep the foot flat, but you're just creating a little bit of an angle by stepping the left foot closer towards the edge of the mat. We're then going to turn the right hip. So stacking the hip nicely, reaching your top arm up and bringing the arm over the ear. So feeling this really nice stretch through the side body. Breathing into the side body, creating space to sort of lift up out of your waist. And then bringing yourself back down onto the mat. So the right hand, the right knee, and then taking your left leg back, holding there just as we've been doing, sort of keeping the leg about parallel to the floor, and breathing in and out. We're then going to step the right foot, so it could be here, or the top of the foot flat on the floor, whichever is most comfortable. Turning your left hip so that it shines forwards, floating your left arm up, and then taking the arm over the ear, so rolling that left shoulder back here. Lots of length, lots of space. And then gently coming down. So we're keeping this really nice movement of breath through the body, knowing that the breath gives us this energy. Setting ourselves up, so the same as we've just done, but left hand, left knee on the floor. Reaching up and over. And then if it feels okay here, we're going to move with the breath. Breathe in, lengthen. On the exhale, bringing knee to elbow. Inhaling to reach over. So notice the movement is slow and steady. We'll do 2 more. And then coming back down. And again, we're then just shifting onto the other side. Right hand, right knee, right foot on the floor. Once you're steady there, exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale. Controlled movement with the breath. The liver, which is one of the organs of spring in traditional Chinese medicine and in seasonal yoga, is all about the smooth flow of energy through the body. And we know through our yoga practice that by stimulating and controlling the breath, let's bring that hand down, we can begin to steady and balance our energy. We're walking the hands forward, tuck the toes under, lifting up into downward facing dog. So take some time here, feet hip width apart. Think about space that you can create in the body. Notice as you take your first few breaths and maybe start to pedal the legs. Just noticing where it feels tight, where can you take the breath to, where can you find more space. What can be quite nice here is to lift up onto the heels and then exhale to just encourage the heels towards the earth, not having to touch the earth, not even having that to be a goal, but just in an element or a theme of grounding, feeling that openness through the backs of the legs, length through your spine. One more. And then shifting the gaze forward and bringing your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat, however it is that you naturally do that. Once you're there, let's take a big breath in, lengthen and look forward. Soften the knees, fold over the legs. Either take hold of your elbows, ground through your feet, so notice your big toe, your pinky toe grounding down into the earth, and let the head be heavy. So the head is being drawn by gravity towards the floor. This call to be grounded through your feet, perhaps just playing and sensing how it feels to gently tip forward, not so much that you're going to fall forward, but feeling how the energy shifts when you slightly tilt forward in your feet. Still breathing. After your next exhale, let the hands go, soften the knees and begin to roll up to stand. So keep the head heavy as you come all the way up. Maybe roll the shoulders back, just get comfortable. Notice your feet on the floor. So keeping your feet in a comfortable position, sort of roughly underneath your hips. Maybe rock back and forth, just sensing the floor beneath. And then we're going to bring the hands sort of just to the tops of the ribs, so in line with your nipples. And this is a key point in the meridian of the liver. And to stimulate that, we're just going to very softly tap the ribs here. So keep the breath going. We're then going to use some body tapping to get energy flowing in the body. So all of the organs have these meridian lines, and by applying just these gentle pressure, we start to clear stagnant energy. We start to get energy flowing through the body. So then take a soft bend in the knees, bring your hands into a soft fist, and we're just going to start tapping the body. So we're tapping across the chest. So we're not beating ourselves up, be quite soft here. Maybe into the shoulders can feel really nice, and just this sense of touch as well, this contact with ourselves. We're going to take a little tap down the hand and then through the back of the arm, and then switch it round to the other side. Still breathing, so that softness in the knees. Into the shoulder, down the inside of the arm and up the back of the arm, and then down the ribs, sides in a circular motion, which helps with digestion as well. So just tapping gently. And then we'll go down the sides of the legs, which is stimulating the gallbladder, and then in through the insides of the legs up the thigh, which is stimulating the liver meridian. So moving up and down. Maybe having a little tap up and down would be harder to get to these areas, and the other side. And then maybe just once more, up and down. Just feeling this shift in energy, feel yourself becoming awakened. Go up and down the legs one more time. And then stop. Bring the hands either side. Close your eyes. Feel that energy flowing through your body. Take deep breaths in, deep breaths out. If there's any intentions which are feeling relevant for you and this practice, then just setting those intentions now. Planting the seed. And then we'll bring the hands to heart. We're going to step the left foot behind the right so that you're on the tiptoes, so you're on the ball of the left foot. Okay, we're going to reach the arms up, take hold of your left wrist. Keep your gaze and your focus somewhere neutral, which isn't going to cause you too much effort, but it's straight ahead, and you can keep your energy focused on that area as you begin to lean over to the right, inviting space into the side body. Keep grounding through your foundation. What is on the floor? How can you connect deeper to that? Gently coming back, let's release the hands down, bring them to the heart, step the left foot back, take the right foot behind you. Floating the arms up, holding onto your right wrist, shoulders away from ears. Breath is moving easily in and easily out. Gaze points straight ahead, grounded through your feet. Leaning over, inviting space. So having this ability to move with your breath, but you're still rooted and grounded in your foundation. And then gently coming back, bring the hands to heart. Step the feet together. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. On the exhale, hinging forward, folding over the legs. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to step back into downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath. Breathing in Breathing out. Maybe take a couple of breaths for you. Inhale through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Clearing away stagnant air from the lungs. Cleansing breath. Looking forward, let's step the left foot through between your hands. Lower the right knee down. Ground through your foundation here. Coming up into your low lunge, reach the arms up. Lift up through the chest. On your exhale, bring the hands down. Tucking the right toes under, stepping back to a plank position. Lowering down to chaturanga, either by with the knees on the floor or from high plank. Inhaling to upward dog or to cobra pose. Chest is open. On your exhale, sinking up and back to downward facing dog. Finding more and more space as you draw the breath in and out. Let's step the right foot through. Lower the left knee down. Keep your gaze point forward, your focus, your attention in this moment. So rooted, grounded, but expansive and open through the heart space, the crown of the head. Exhale to bring the hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Another couple of breaths here. And then turning onto the outer edge of your left foot and bringing your right foot maybe a third or halfway up the mat. Taking the right hand, reaching up. Maybe even reaching that arm over. Lifting up through your hips. So for now, staying here in half Vasisthasana, so a half side plank pose. We'll then bring the hands down, or the right hand down, turn onto the ball of the left foot, step back to downward dog. On your exhale, turning onto the outer edge of your right foot, stepping the left foot up the mat so it points towards the long edge of the mat, and then floating the top arm up. Reaching the arm over the head, in line with the ear if that feels good. Feeling all of that space through the side body. Keep the breath going. On your next exhale, let the left hand land back on the floor, just pivoting round and stepping back to downward dog. We're going to roll forward, so keeping your hands and your feet, these foundational points, firmly intact. Round into your back and start to just creak forwards to a high plank. And then exhale to soften the knees, let them hover the floor, press your sit bones back, lift your sit bones high to downward dog. Let's do two more. Inhaling to roll forward, exhaling to shift up and back to downward facing dog. And then turning onto the outer edge of your left foot again. Coming back to where we were, so our side plank. Floating that top arm up. Reaching the arm overhead. Just deciding here if you want to turn it up a notch, if you'd like to move to side plank. And then regardless if you've had your foot here or you're in side plank, we're going to step that right foot behind. So you're on the ball of the foot and lift up through the chest, coming into wild thing. Breathing, lifting, arching the back. And then gently sitting down. So we're pivoting round, coming to sit. We've got this bend in the knee and we're going to wrap the left arm round to sit tall. Take the right hands behind you for support, keeping space and length through your spine as you twist here. We'll gently make our way back round. We're just going to plant the hands down, sort of rolling over your left foot to come back to downward facing dog. Breathing there. Turning onto the outer edge of your right foot. We return back to our side plank position, reaching up with that top arm, taking it over the ear, either staying here or deciding to come with the inside edges of the feet together, lifting up through the hips. And then we're stepping the left foot behind, coming into really nice wild thing, opening up all the channels in the body, feeling that through the side body. Your energy rising as you feel all the benefits of the heart space opening and the breath moving nicely. And then we're going to sit down. So we're taking the left arm round to come to sit. And then wrapping the right arm around the left knee, flexing your right foot, taking the left hands behind you. Sit tall, gain this foundation, this length from your sit bones being firmly rooted, and then exhaling to twist. So only taking the twist where it feels comfortable. One more breath. And then we'll make our way back round. So we're just pivoting round, planting the hands down, setting up for a nice downward facing dog. Breathing there. Lift the gaze, stepping your left foot through. We're coming into Virabhadrasana 2. Your right foot turning to face the long edge of the mat, reaching up and then grounding down. So really sensing the floor beneath you, even just taking your gaze down to notice how the toes are, make sure they feel grounded. Take the gaze over your left middle finger, lifting up and out of the waist, all of that energy flowing really nicely. And then turning both palms to face up, we're going to breathe in to reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Slow and steady, controlled movement. Once more. Turning the left palm on your exhale, keeping everything from the navel down exactly as it is. We'll reach back to reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. Notice there's no rush. Elbow to knee, reach up and over. One more round of our warrior sequence. Warrior 2 to breathe in. Exhaling, reverse warrior. Gently coming back up, we're going to straighten the front leg. Just turning your back foot slightly towards the long edge of the mat. So maybe a more 45-degree angle. Looking over and beyond your left hand now. Beginning to reach over. Bringing the left hand somewhere. You could use your block here. So you can bring the floor to you, to here, to come into Trikonasana, triangle pose, or the block could be here. So feeling comfortable to use the props. And from here, feeling really grounded through your feet, we're going to reach that top arm up and over. So feeling that big stretch through the side body. And then moving with the breath, we're going to turn the palm to face away as we breathe in, draw the elbow back, exhale, reach. Inhale, draw up, exhale, reach. Once more. Soften that front knee, gently rise up. Maybe just moving the block out of the way. We're coming into face the long edge of the mat. Bringing your hands to heart. So heels spin in, toes are out. We're going to breathe in and flow through goddess pose. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to sit down. Doing that a few times. Exhale. Once more. Inhale, reach up. Just exhaling the hands to the heart, we're going to turn the right foot round and come into warrior two on the opposite side. Expanding through the chest, finding your comfortable place here. Gaze is over the right middle finger. Breathing in, breathing out, standing strong. Much like the trees outside, the wood element encourages to be rooted, to have these deep roots, but to have this strength in the central line of the body and then this expanse on the top. But with the softness that you can move and flow, but stay firmly rooted. Let's turn both palms. We take 3 rounds, straightening the front leg as we breathe in gently, and then exhale. 2, inhale, reach up, exhale. Turn the front palm, exhale, reverse back. Sounds like you're driving a car. Inhale, reaching up, exhale, extended side angle. One more round. And then straightening the front leg, turning your back foot to more of a 45-degree angle. Arms are wide, feet are grounded. If you want to grab your block, then you can if you would prefer that here. Reaching, lengthening, tipping, and either the back of the hand somewhere if you quite like to bring the floor to you to have more foundation. That's totally fine. We're then reaching your left arm up, finding space. The lower back slightly tucks under, and there's this expansion in the ribs as the heart space shines open. And if it feels okay, let's take this top arm up and over. And then moving with the breath, turning the palm, draw it back on an inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, Soften the knee, gently coming up, maybe just popping that block out of the way, turning your feet to your goddess position again, hands to heart, turn the heels in. Take a breath in, reach the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to hold into goddess pose now. So I always quite like to have a wee wiggle from side to side, see how that feels. Keeping the heart space open. For me, tucking the tailbone under helps to just support the spine and the front body to stay nice and open as well. We're going to open out, find these really nice cactus arms, jazz hands, whatever you want to call them. And then we're going to work with the breath here. So on an exhale, we're going to bring the hands together. And on the inhale, just opening up. We'll do that 2 more times. Good, then just holding position. Take a big breath in. We're going to do some lion's breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and then let it go. Good, do it 2 more times. Once more. Let's bring the hands together, relieve the hips. Come back up, pivot round, bring the hands down to frame your left foot. Lunging here, so soften through the front knee on the ball of your right toes or right foot, reaching up for a high lunge. So bringing the front knee forward, breathing here. Nice, deep, steady breathing. We're going to do some more breath work here. So on the inhale, we're drawing up. We're experiencing that expansive energy. And then in the exhale, we're going to hinge forward and let go. We'll do that 2 more times. So strong through your foundation, rise up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's keep the hands down, frame the left foot, step that left foot back, downward facing dog. One more breath in down dog. And then looking forward, step the right foot through, we're coming to high lunge. So foundation of the hands as well as the feet to begin, and then rising up. So we'll do 3 breaths on this side. Big breath in, exhale. One more. Bring the hands down. Step it back. Breathing in. We're then going to bring the left knee down and then turning onto the inside edge of your right foot and reaching up here. Taking that top arm over. And then the same as we were doing in Trikonasana and triangle pose, we're going to inhale, draw the arm up, exhale, reach. Once more. And then bring the right hand down. Tuck everything up and back to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. And then bringing your left knee down. Right knee down. Turning onto the inside edge of your left leg. Reaching that top arm up. Reaching over the ear. 3 breaths, inhaling. Exhale, reach. 2. Last one. Bring the hand down. Let's keep both knees on the floor. Step them a little wider to sort of your comfortable place in child's pose. Bring the big toes to meet. Let's sink back. Reach the arms forward. Bring the forehead to the floor. Taking 4 breaths here in Balasana. One more breath. And then walking your hands over to the right, just to where feels comfortable, folding down if you wanted to. Might be nice to take the left hand on top. So about 3 breaths there. And then lifting your gaze, walking over to the left, and if you wish to take the right hand on top. Inhaling to lift, walk the hands forward. Another couple of breaths, stretching forward, perhaps this time lifting the elbows off the floor. And then lifting the gaze. Let's walk the hands back, sweep the legs round and come to a wide-legged position. So having the legs either side. Grounded through your sit bones. Sit tall here. So noticing whether you've sunk back and slumped through your spine and just really finding space and length. So the meridian lines of the gallbladder and the liver, inside, outside of the legs. So what we're doing here in this class is we've opened lots through the side body, and now just a nice one to stimulate the insides of the thighs as well, and the insides of the legs. We're going to bring the hands and walk them round to the left leg. Gain some length, groundedness. Let your chest just spin round. Keeping your feet flexed and upright, feeling that energy in the body, and then exhaling to fold. Maybe walking the hands forward, optimising a long spine. So really noticing when you start to sink into your back, finding space and length to be open through the heart space, and breathing deeply. Take 4 more breaths here. And then gently lifting about halfway, walking your hands round to the right side. Just adjusting slightly, keeping both feet flexed. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tipping forward, hinging from the hip, but keeping the heart space, the chest lifted. You can hold on to the leg as well if that feels better for you. Your focus straight ahead. So often if we look down at the leg, or even the foot or the ankle, we end up rounding into the back. So keeping your spine as long as possible. One more breath. Gently, sort of coming halfway, walking forward, hands in front, and we'll begin to tip forward. So might feel more challenging than going over the leg, and that's fine. Just approaching it with mindfulness, noticing where it feels good, where it doesn't, when you need to ease off. And just taking 3 more breaths, wherever that point is for you. So gently come back up. Good, let's bring the legs in, a little bit of love to the legs, and then coming onto our back. Have your block close by. So we're going to come into a supported bridge pose to begin to sort of wind down our energy. So coming onto your back, tucking your shoulders underneath, and just taking the block. For me, I'm going to advise probably on its side, maybe not this today. So just remembering that spring is not quite full yang, we're getting there, things are starting to come alive outside, nature's energy and our own energy is rising, but we don't have to push too hard. Like I said at the start, it all just happens without effort. So not having to really, you know, go, yeah, I need to be, don't even know if we can do it here. Let's meet in the middle, find where it is nourishing for you. So either on its side or flat for the block here, and the hands either side. So we feel this really nice expansiveness across the front line of the body here. We're closing the eyes and just tuning back into the breath. Allowing ourselves to be supported by the block, but also the floor, the earth beneath. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then gently slide the block away, bring yourself down. We're going to take the hips all the way over to the left side of the mat. So shifting so that your lower back stays flat on the mat here, and then taking your feet over to the right. So we're coming into a yin posture called banana asana. Beautiful pose, it feels really nice. Hopefully you'll enjoy it too. So we're essentially creating a crescent moon or a banana shape. Depending on how your shoulders and your arms feel, either taking hold of your right wrist and, left wrist and reaching to the right, or taking cactus arms if that's more comfortable. We're just going to be here for 5 breaths. If you would like to, you can cross the left ankle over right, and that will just give you a deeper stretch into the side body. So nice soothing deep breaths. And then just uncrossing the ankles if that was an option for you. Take a wee bend in the knees, bring your torso back to centre, and then shifting all the way over to the right side now. So hips to the right, lower back stays flat, the feet reaching over to the left. Take hold of your right wrist or opt for cactus arms. Breathing here. Crossing the ankles, so the right over left, if that feels good. Just making sure you don't roll over onto the left side. So keeping your lower back sort of firmly intact with the mat. And then gently bring yourself back to centre. Bring the knees in, have a little hug, a rock, a roll. We've all got our favourite sort of movement here, so whatever that is for you. And then bringing the legs down, coming into your resting pose, Shavasana. So whatever that is again for you, whether you like to have a wee bend in the knees or if you use any props for support, if you'd like a blanket or anything, then gathering anything that you need to make yourself as comfortable as possible. The hands resting either side of your body, the feet just relaxed and your palms facing upwards in an open, receptive gesture. Tucking your shoulder blades under, feeling lots of your spine in contact with the floor. Let's allow ourselves to let go of the breath. To let the breath begin to flow naturally in, naturally out. Noticing if the brow can smooth out a little bit more, if the jaw needs to just relax. Beginning to notice any sounds that you can hear in the distance. Be a bird, a tree swaying, a car passing, a child laughing, whatever it is, just following sounds and listening to them for a few seconds. Gently bringing your awareness to nearby sounds. To sounds maybe in the room that you're practicing. Then begin to notice internal sounds. Maybe the sound of your breath flowing in and out. The other natural sounds the body is making. Your eyes are closed. As you bring your awareness inwards, begin to notice anything that you can see behind the shade of your eyes. Are there any colours, shapes, or is it just dark? Allowing yourself to be free of labels, judgment, any commentary on what you see, and simply just noticing. As if you're watching the shade of your eyes like a cinema screen. And then beginning to sort of trace a line around your body with your awareness. Becoming more aware of your physical presence. Maybe start to make some movement, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Get full body stretch, reach the arms up. Roll over onto one side. Enjoy a little bit of stillness. No need to be anywhere. Just pausing in the in-between. And then coming up to return to comfortable seat. Feel your sit bones on the ground. Energy flowing through your spine. Take a few conscious breaths here. Feeling more connected, awakened, uplifted. Bringing the hands to the heart space and sealing in your practice. Taking any of the qualities, the good qualities, the positive qualities from your practice with you off the mat. Thank you.